Hi friends, it's Emmy from the Brown County Public Library. I am here today to tell you a story called Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. It was originally written by Sims Tabak, and he wrote it based on a song that he loved to sing when he was a little boy. This is the book, Joseph Had a Little Overcoat, but I'm not going to read from the book today. Instead, I'm going to do what is called a cut and tell or fold and cut or cutting story. That means that I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to use paper and scissors in order to help illustrate the story as I'm telling it. So this is called Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. Joseph had a little overcoat. He loved that coat so much. He wore it winter after winter. And eventually it became old and worn and tattered and torn, but he did not want to throw it away, so instead he turned it into a very cool jacket. He even wore this jacket to a fancy party one day. But eventually the jacket became old and worn and tattered and torn as well. And rather than throw it away, he thought to himself, I shall turn it into a vest. And he did. He cut and cut, and he turned it into a fancy little vest that he could wear to his nephew's wedding. So Joseph had a little vest. It became old and worn and tattered and torn. But rather than throw it away, he thought, I shall turn it into a scarf. And so he did. He cut and made a very fancy little scarf, and he wore that scarf to sing in the chorus. He even put a little bit of fringe on the ends of this scarf. Joseph had a little scarf, but it became old and worn and tattered and torn. So rather than throw it away, he thought, I need something nice to wear to visit my sister in the big city. So he took his scarf and he cut until it became a fancy little necktie. And once he had his necktie, he went off to visit his sister in the city. Joseph had a little necktie, but it became old and worn and tattered and torn. So rather than throw it away, he turned it into a handkerchief. Do you know what a handkerchief is? It's kind of like a tissue that you can reuse over and over again to blow your nose or to sneeze into or to wipe your hands with, whatever you need to do with it. But anyway, Joseph had a little handkerchief and he used it when he had a terrible cold and he blew his nose on it and it became very gross. So he thought, should I throw it away? No, I should not. Rather than that, he washed it very, very thoroughly and he cut it once again into a small round button. He used that button to hold up his suspenders, and one day the button flew off and he lost it. Now Joseph had nothing. He started out with that overcoat, but now he did not have anything to show for it. But he thought to himself, I may not have an overcoat or a jacket or a vest or a scarf or a necktie or a handkerchief, but I can always write down my story and tell it over and over again, which should tell us all that we can always make something out of nothing. And here's the book, Joseph Had a Little Overcoat, written by Sims Tabak. And you're more than welcome to call us or go online to the library's website and put a hold on it if you'd like to check it out and read it yourself. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.